Welcome to the first lesson of this Forex trading masterclass. And these are the things we are going to be talking about in this lesson, which is basically the overall of trading psychology and mindset. We are going to be talking about the importance of mindset in trading, the common pitfalls, fear, greed, revenge trading, and over trading. And these four concepts, I'm going to be making sure I go into it in details. And then we're going to be talking about building emotional resilience and patience. And then this important one as well, setting real expectations, not get rich quick mindset. Then we're going to be building trading disciplines through routines and habits. Now, these are the main and major things we are going to be talking about. First of all, the importance of mindset in trading. First, what is mindset? What do we mean by mindset? Mindset is basically the way people think about the world, the way people, the way people feel about how to do things. You see, mindset is like a mental lens in which you interpret things or make decisions of your own. And this is a very, very important aspect in trading. First of all, I just want to congratulate you all for taking this step. You are not just learning strategies or charts today. You are learning the most important factor that determines trading success, which is your mind. If your emotions are not in check, no strategy, no indicator, no fancy system will save you from losses. I'm telling you the truth. Think of it like this. The market is a mirror of your mindset. If you are calm, you will trade calmly. If you are panicked, you will make mistakes, a lot of mistakes. And by the end of this lesson, you will have a good understanding, a deeper understanding about how your mind affects every of the decision you make and the ways you can control it, because that's the essence. You have to be able to know how to control them. So now, let me just start with the hard truth you need to know. If you are coming into this trading game with the mind of I'm going to be successful, that's a very, very good mindset. But the hard truth is 90% of trading success is psychology, and 10% is just the strategy itself. Think about it. Two traders, they have the same setup, they have the same indicators, they have the same signals, they basically have the same everything, they have the same strategy, but one wins and the other loses. Why? What makes the difference? Psychology, mindset. That's what makes the difference. One trader follows the plan, he manages risk, stays calm, but the other panics, chase trades, and let greed take over. This is why psychology matters more than anything on your screen. Here is a tip for you to know. Treat your emotions like a trading indicator. Observe them, learn from them, and don't act on them impulsively. Acting on them impulsively can kill your trading game for you. It can shatter it for you. Now, this is why the importance of mindset in trading is important. Now, let me tell you a quick story. For example, someone had $100 account, person had a good strategy, startup capital, and then places trades, over trades. If the trade is in a drawdown, closes it with fear, and then the market continues in its direction. Why? Because of his mindset. He is not confident. And what are the factors that affected him? fear, revenge trading, over trading, greed. And that is why we want to talk about the common pitfalls in trading, because these four things can destroy your life, which is the hard truth. Nobody will tell you that if you come to learn trading, this is what is going to happen and this is not what is going to happen. They only tell you the good side of things, they won't tell you the bad side of things. Your mind will shatter. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but that's just the hard truth. Your mind will shatter. It will even affect your normal relations with other people. I'm telling you the hard truth. If probably you lost money, like probably you blew your accounts, you might pass the aggression to other people you are relating with. And what caused that? Because of these common pitfalls: fear, greed, revenge trading, and over trading. Those are the things that causes this kind of things. Before you know it, you will start behaving abnormally just because you lost money. But as time goes on, once you master how to control these common pitfalls, even if you lost money, it will look like you are used to it. Now, for fear, let me give an analogy. You might close a perfectly good trade too early because you are scared of losing. Or you are in drawdown, you are scared of losing all your money, you close the trade. Or you are scared that the trade will hit your stop loss, you close the trade. You are still even in a loss because you are afraid. So there are two scenarios. Either you are in profit and you are scared that the market might reverse, or you are in drawdown and you are scared that the market will hit your stop loss and you eventually either blow your account or lose money. Those are the two aspects. What can you do to overcome this? Confidence. Though it won't just come like that you are no more afraid anymore. No, it's a gradual process. That is what you have to understand. That is the mindset you have to carry. The trading game, the psychology game, the mindset mastery is a gradual process for everyone. The timeline could be different for different people, but it's a gradual process for everybody. It's a gradual process. That is what you have to understand. So, like I said, you might close a perfectly good trade too early just because you are scared of losing or you are scared of winning, because that's just it. It's either you are scared of losing or you are scared of losing. And okay, let me just say, scared of winning is I won't say it's much better, but I'll say it's probably a positive. At least you still gained profit. So that is why I'm going to also be talking about some other things as come across the main technical analysis of things, because this lesson is just basically psychology and mindset. So now, greed. You might risk more than you should because you want to chase big profits. Now, in Forex, one thing you have to understand is that you have to be able to know how to manage your risk, which we are going to be talking about later lessons. Greed is an example. Let me give a scenario. You deviate from your normal trading plan. Be like, okay, since other times I've been using one lot size, this time let me use 10 lot size. The market goes against you and then you lose all your money that you've been gradually gluing and you just lost it in one trade. And why is that? Because of greed. You were just too overconfident. You just be like, is there an evil following me or something? Because you be like, why is it that the time I now use a bigger lot size that my trade have to hit stop loss? The reason is because of your mindset. It's not because of anybody that is following you. No, it's because of your mindset. Your mindset matters. Because of greed, which is why it will come naturally. You don't have to fight it, but you have to be able to control it. You have to be able to know when and when not to. You have to be able to think properly. For example, if you just lost a trade, you don't have to trade again. You can just rest for the day. Because if you don't rest for the day, you just keep thinking, I need to make this money back. Greed will enter, revenge trading will enter, and before you know it, over trading. That's how it follows each other. First of all, it's fear. For example, you are afraid that your trade might hit stop loss, and then you close the trade in a drawdown, and then after some time the market went crazily in your direction, that you'd have made a lot of money from that trade. But because you close the trade and you're in a drawdown, and you need to make your money back, now this is when greed comes in. This is when greed comes in. Are you getting it? This is when greed comes in. You now use a bigger lot size than you used before. For example, let's assume you used one lot size, you lost the trade. Now you say, I need to make my money back. Greed comes in. You use 5 lot size instead of one or lesser lot size. You use 5 lot size. Now you are in profit. Now, instead of you to close the trade because you've already passed your normal trading mark, the market's reversed, hit your stop loss. Now greed has set in. Now the next thing that is going to set in is revenge trading. Now, because you've already had 2 losses and you want to make your money back by all costs that same day, why not just wait for markets to be more clearer for you before you enter again? No, you want to trade again. That's when revenge trading sets in. And this revenge trading, like I said, you just lost a trade and now you're trying to win it back. You're having that win it back mentality. You want to win the trade back immediately. No, that is not how you're supposed to do it. No, that is not how you're supposed to do it. Because eventually, when you revenge trade, the market goes against you again and you hit stop loss. Now, this is when the 4th one will step in, over trading. Let's assume the first trade, fear caused it. The second trade, greed caused it. The third trade, revenge trading caused it because you wanted to make your money back and you see it's lost. Now, over trading is what covers it all. Once, as you've already revenge trade, you've started over trading, and because you lost the revenge trading, you want to enter again. You want to enter the market again. Now you started over trading. You keep entering. Before you know it, you lose all your money completely, and you start saying trading is a scam. You lose all your money. You do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. Before you know it, you eventually quit. This is the main reason why traders quit from trading. Statistics shows. Okay, let me show you directly from Google. Let me show you directly from Google the statistics of trading. How many percent of traders in the world are profitable? Can you see? Generally, only a small percentage of traders, between 5% and 20%, are consistently profitable. Can you imagine? And what is causing them not to be consistently profitable? Because of psychology. This is the reason why they aren't consistently profitable, because of psychology. Fear sets in first, then greed takes over, revenge trading automatically takes over, and over trading just covers it all. And before you know it, you lose all your money and you start blaming the markets. The real competitor in trading is yourself, not the market. It's yourself, your mind, your heart. It's yourself. So you have to be able to understand this. And each of these will drain your accounts faster than anything else. Truth be told, it will drain your accounts faster than anything else. Now, what I want you to do is to write down any of these pitfalls that you struggle with most. Be honest, for your eyes only. Just write it down somewhere that you know you struggle with most. Is it fear? Is it greed? Leave revenge trading and over trading for now. Is it fear or is it greed? Which one affects you the most? Which one do you struggle with the most? And make sure it's for your eyes only. Now, you have to try to understand fear and greed. Fear and greed, they are natural. Fear protects you from loss. Greed motivates you to profit. That's just like I said. Let's assuming when you are at the first stage, you are afraid that the trade might hit stop loss, you close early. But then instead of it goes in your direction, it goes against your direction. Like, thank God I didn't leave this trade. I closed it quickly. That's why I said fear and greed can protect you. Fear protects you from loss and greed motivates you to profit. They can work out well for you, but in trading, both can be dangerous if not managed. If they are not managed, they can drain your accounts faster than anything else. For example, price is moving fast. Fear makes you hesitate, so you miss the setup. Greed makes you enter impulsively, risking too much. Though we will learn how to use these emotions to our advantage instead of letting them control us. But you have to know that fear and greed, they are natural. You don't have to fight it. Just know they are natural. You don't have to fight it. You just have to control it, like I said. You have to be able to know how to control it. You have to be able to know how to be disciplined. So now, emotional resilience and patience. Building emotional resilience and patience. Emotional resilience is basically your ability to stay calm under pressure, to stay calm after losses, and patience is waiting for the right setup. You're not just entering the market that, okay, since the market didn't come to my entry, let me just enter the trade directly. Before you know it, you make a big loss, and then fear, greed, revenge trading, and over trading will eventually set in. So that is why you have to be patient no matter what. Or let's assume price is too slow and hasn't hit your take profit, or is still just consolidating in a drawdown, hasn't hit your stop loss. If you are confident of your strategy, you have to be patient for you to know that the market will eventually form a crazy momentum after consolidating, because you are sure that that's what the market is going to do. I'm going to be talking about some of those things later on, but the bottom line here is that you have to be confident, you have to be patient, you have to be patient for the right setup, and you have to be patient for the market to play out. The market can't just play out in 1 minute. No, it's a process. It's a process. There's a process in how the market does its things. So you have to be very, very patient. Now, like I said, patience is waiting for the right setup rather than forcing trades. Now, let me tell you tips that you can use to build resilience. You have to accept your losses because they are part of the game. Losses are inevitable. You can't have it all. You can't eat your cake and have it. Losses are inevitable. There is no holy grail strategy that will prevent you from having losses in your entire trading game or in your entire trading career. You have to make sure that you will. Okay, this is the mindset you have to carry into when you want to place a trade. The mindset that you have to carry is, I will lose this trade. And if you know you are going to lose this trade, it means you should risk less. That is why I'm going to be talking about risk management later on. So that is the mindset you have to carry to every trade. I'm going to lose this trade. That is the mindset you have to carry. And don't just say, I'm going to lose this trade because you are going to lose this trade. I'm going to lose this trade because I'm not afraid, or I'm not greedy, or I'm not going to revenge trade, or I'm not going to overtrade. But you should also have the mindset that I'm going to win this trade, meaning you are confident. And if you are confident, you won't fear, or you won't revenge trade, or you won't overtrade. Do you get the paradox now? Like I said, you have to have the mindset when you're getting into a trade. Like before you enter the trade, you have to have the mindset that, okay, I'm going to lose this trade. So having that mindset already will make sure you don't risk too much. We make sure you are not greedy, or make sure you are not going to fear that, okay, this trade I'm going to lose this trade. Having that mindset before you enter the trade, and after you enter the trade, have the mindset that I'm going to win this trade. Have that mindset, I am going to win this particular trade. Be confident, be patient. Even though you are in a drawdown, be patient that I'm sure that the market is going to go in my direction. Either if it's a buy or if it's a sell, wherever, whichever. So you have to have that mindset. Let me repeat what I said. Before you enter in a trade, have the mindset of, I am going to lose this trade. That mindset is going to control you in what you want to risk. It's going to control you in your risk management. It's going to be able to control it, instead of you risking, like, let's say 100% of your accounts, which is basically like gambling. You risk 1% because you have the mindset that you are going to lose this trade before you enter the trade. But once you are in that trade, have the mindset that I'm going to win this trade. Be confident. Don't be afraid. Don't be greedy. Be confident that I'm going to hit my take profits on this trade. And if eventually you hit your stop loss, you already have that mindset from the beginning before you enter the trade that you will hit your loss. Do you get what is happening here? Do you get what is happening here? Now, this psychology aspect, most mentors, they won't even really talk about it. All they will just talk about is buy my course, buy my this, buy my this, buy my signal, buy my this, join this, do that, do this, do that. They won't tell you the real truth. But here I am, I'm telling you the real truth of this trading game. So you have to take it to heart. You have to take it to heart. Now, like I said, building emotional resilience and patience. I've already taught you the mindset you should have now before you enter the trade and when you are in the trade. Now, what are the things you have to do to build this emotional resilience and patience? Like I first said, accept losses as part of the game, and which is how I explained your mindset before and after a trade. Before and during a trade. Now you have to keep a trading journal. You have to have one. It's very, very important. Let me tell you a story about myself. When I first started learning how to trade, I was just like basically doing a lot of research. Doing my research on trading actually, and then I was doing have a trade journal. Very important. My mind was like, no, I don't need to have a trade journal. But as time went on, I knew how important it was to have a trade journal, because you might forget some things that you're supposed to write down, or you might forget some things that you're supposed to know. Do you understand? So it's very, very important to have a trade journal. apart from that, a trade journal is going to be able to make sure, for example, you are able to like jot down your emotion of that day. Like, how did I feel when I was in a drawdown? How did I feel? So you'll be able to track your progress. Your own mind is as if you have two mind. One is in your journal, one is when you are taking the trade. So after taking the trade, your mind has settled, because when you're in a trade, you might not think clearly. That's when all this fear, greed and stuff. But if you already have the mindset that I told you about, it won't be a problem for you to control. So you'll be able to easily control it without any hesitation, without any circumstances, without any complaint. So once you're able to do this, after the trade, make sure you journal all what happened. Did you take a buy? And when you were in the buy trade, what happened? How did you feel? Did your trade hit stop loss? Did your trade hit take profits? What was your risk to reward ratio? Those things you have to journal it down. So in coming lessons, I'm going to be talking about the trading journal later on. But I just wanted you to know. Then another thing is, take a break after a bad day. For example, this is how I like doing my trade. When I enter a setup, if the trade is take profits, I'm not looking for another setup. I don't have to be greedy, because I know that the next day is either I lose or make the money back. Because if I see trade that same day, I might lose all the money, and before you know it, fear, greed, revenge trading and over trading sets in. So once I've already made that win, I just close my trading view, close my MetaTrader 5, and then it's either I just probably analyze other market just for analysis sake and not for trading sake, just like to keep on adapting to market conditions and seeing how the market moves and stuff like that. So yes, so take a break, and if I hit stop loss, I calm down, look at why the trade hit stop loss, and I look for another setup. And if I hit take profit, I'm done already. I'm coming again the next day, or the next time. But if I see it stop loss, that's twice in a row, that's a bad day for me. I'm not looking for another third setup, because if I look for another third setup, that's when revenge trading and over trading and fear and greed will now set in for me. So after those two losing trades, I just take a break for that day. The next day, I come in with a fresh mind. I've slept on it. I've come in with a fresh mind. Because when you're like emotional, you won't think straight. But once you sleep like this, you're coming in with a fresh mindset into the market. So that's that about that. And then meditate or breathe deeply before trading sessions. This one is minor too, but you can like have a daily routine, exercise, all those things help the mind as well. And then the last thing I have to say on this building emotional resilience and patience is that they are not built overnight. They are like muscles. You train them every single day. That is why you have to be consistent. Consistency is key. Like I always say, consistency and patience is key. You are not in this trading game to impress anybody. You are here to make money for yourself and help your family, help your life, help your friends. You are not trying to impress anybody. You are trying to help yourself. So for you to be able to help yourself, you have to be patient. You have to be consistent. And consistency, patience and resilience, they are not built overnight. You can't just say, okay, I'm already patient in one day. No, they are built over time. They are like muscles. You have to be able to train them every day. That is why consistency, you have to be consistent. That's where consistency comes in. You have to be consistent in what you're doing. Now, setting realistic expectations, risk versus reward, and no gets rich quick whatsoever, because this is this is the mindset that most beginner traders come in with, and this is the main reason why I am talking about psychology first. And if you know that you can't deal with all this, just leave trading for good. If you know that all what I've been saying here does not make sense to you, or you can't be patient, or you want to get rich quick or something, just leave trading. Trading is not for you at all. So now, setting realistic expectations. Many traders, like I said, they fall because they expect to get rich quick. Trading is a skill, not a lottery. You have to understand that. It's not gambling, it's a skill, not a lottery. A lottery, you put a lot of money and you have hope that, oh, I'm going to get rich today. No, trading is built on long-term gratification. That's what trading is built upon. It's a long-term thing. It's a compounding thing, not an overnight something, or not a lottery that you make a lot of money that day and then you gamble it again and lose the whole money. No, that's not how trading is. That's why there's risk management, and that is why risk management separates traders from gamblers. A lot of people there are a lot of controversies that trading is the same as gambling. I don't really believe that, but it depends on your mindset. Like I said, if you have a gambling mindset, trading will be like a gambling to you, and you eventually lose all your money, lose all your life savings, just because you are greedy. Because that's how gamblers are. They are greedy. Because they want to make quick money. So that is why trading is not a get rich quick something. Focus on realistic returns. Though you can be able to flip accounts because of your strategy, but you have to be able to have realistic returns, realistic expectations, not crazy expectation that okay, I'm from $100, I'm going to make $1 million in 2 days. I'm going to make $1 million in 7 days. I'm going to make $1 million in a month. No, unless if you have that money to risk, but you are just a beginner. You don't know what you are doing yet. Probably later on, when you've made a lot of money from trading, and I'll say, okay, I want to up my trading game. I want to turn $100 to $1 million in so amount of time. That's fine, because you have that amount to lose, but you don't have that amount to lose. That's why in trading they always tell you never risk any amount you can't afford to lose. Never risk any amount you can't afford to lose. So like I said, focus on realistic returns. Small consistent wins beat huge inconsistent wins. That's the truth of the matter. Small consistent wins beat huge inconsistent wins. And remember, risk only what you can afford to lose. Your goal is consistency and not instant wealth, please. Now, building trading discipline through habits and routines. Discipline is what turns your skill into consistent profit. Build a routine. Build a plan. Have a trading plan. Have a trading routine that, okay, when I wake up in the morning, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. Okay, this is what I want to do. Prioritize. Because if you prioritize, it will give you a mindset of, okay, I have a plan and I must not deviate from my plan. Have a pre-market routine. Probably, depending on your strategy, is analyze your charts before trading. And like I said, post-market routine. Load your trades and review your mistake. If your trade is stop loss, why did it hit my stop loss? What's changed? And in the future, if that same thing happen again, you know that I shouldn't go into this trade because you know it's stop loss. 90% of the time it's stop loss. If it's stop loss and you know the reason why, and if that's the same thing that is happening again, 90% of the time it's stop loss. 10% of the time you might get lucky and it take profit. But that is why you have to be able to follow your plan, because small consistent profits is better than huge inconsistent wins, like I said before. So now, and like weekly review, look for patterns in your behavior. Like I said, log your emotions as well. How did I do when I was in a drill down? Was I feeling emotional? Was I feeling this? Was I feeling that? And then minimize your distractions. If you are too distracted, you might not be able to concentrate. You know that your brain loves shortcuts, and trading routines are a shortcut to consistency. Because if you are consistent, you will make a lot of money. That is not, as far as you have like a good strategy, you are not using a shitty strategy. If you have a good strategy and you are consistent and you have a good psychology and a mindset, a good mindset, you've mastered your mindset properly. Though it might take months for some people to become profitable, it might take years. But what matters is the consistency. As far as you are consistent with it, long term, you will start seeing all your profits gather and it's becoming bigger money, big money. Before you know it, you start compounding and you start making more a day than you like. For example, probably you're making $30,000 per month. Before you know it, you start making $50,000 per month. As that money is compounding, your profits are also compounding. That is why trading is a long-term game, not a short-term game. Not like I want to make $1 million today. No, that's not how trading works. And like I said, your brain loves shortcuts. And what is that shortcut? Consistency. And trading routines are a shortcut to consistency. And I think that's basically all for this lesson. So what I just want to do is that have a trader's mental checklist. Before every trade, run through a mental checklist. Is this setup valid? Am I emotionally calm? Is my stop loss and target set? You don't just want to have a trade, no stop loss, no, unless you can risk the whole money in that account before you can do that. But you are risking a particular percentage. You have to be able to set stop loss. Stop loss prevents your capital from, it prevents you from losing all your capital, and take profits, give you realistic goal for you to have your profits, and make sure your profits are always more than your rewards. That's why there's just reward, but those ones will be later lessons. And ask yourself, am I following my plan? If the answer is no, do not enter the trade, because this keeps your mistakes low and your confidence high. And if the answer is yes, then you are confident that yes, this trading setup. Now it's your turn. Now write down your top 3 fears in trading and how you address them. You can do this exercise after finishing this whole course, but yeah. So that'll be all for this lesson, and thank you for listening. You're welcome.